All right, everyone. Hope you're all well. I want to give a quick breakdown here. My name's Kevin with Warrior Security. We provide security services, and I want to give you a breakdown on my review and my analysis on what happened. I know there's a video going on all online about a young girl who was being shaken and assaulted by a random person on the C train, and it's very unfortunate that things like this happen. And I want to give a breakdown from my point of view and from a security point of view, and give you tips and strategies so you can stay safe, protected, and you can avoid these situations happening from you, and when it happens, what to do. 4 things. So, phone. Now, our phones are with us. One is in my hand right now, and phones are with us on a day-to-day basis, and it's a crutch for many of us. We use it for comfort, we use it for entertainment, we use it for our finances, we use it for business, we use it for talking to friends, and the phone is a huge reliance on us, especially when we're waiting. Now, on a C train, on a bus, sometimes things happen, and sometimes we're not always aware, and sometimes we're bored. We just want to look at our phones and we're not aware of our surroundings. Whether we just want to text our friend, we just want to check on the bus time, we're deep into our phones and not present to what's happening around us. That's why this girl got attacked. She had her head down in her phone, she was not looking around, and she was busy and occupied, and she wasn't aware. I don't have a full video, but in this case, this young girl, she had her phone in her hand the whole time. You could see it. And without knowing too much, she was there. She's probably waiting for the C train, and she was distracted. Now, when we're in public settings, especially in the C train area, City Hall, there's a lot of shady people out here. People that are not right in their head are walking around doing drugs, and they're just hanging out there. That is a high risk area. That is an area where you need to be off your phone. You need to be scanning your surroundings. You need to be aware of what is going around you, who is coming close to you, who is in the bus stop seating area with you, who is in that room with you. You need to be aware. Do they look off? Do they look normal? Do they look mentally ill? You need to make these judgment calls, and this can only happen if you're aware. If you are off your phone and you're aware. Now, I'm not saying don't use your phone, but beware when you're in high risk areas. Like if you're at the park and you're chilling and it seems like a good area, that's great. But if you're in a high risk area where there's a lot of retards around, make sure that you are scanning off your phone and you're aware. Number 2, posture. When you're on your phone, your posture is head down, maybe looking down in a crouched, smaller position, and it is a submissive position. You look smaller, you look weaker, you're not focused on what's around you, you're not taking up space, your head is down. Now, when you're on your phone, your posture is low. So if you're going to be on your phone, take up space, make sure you have good posture and you're aware of things around you. That way you're less of a victim. Criminals are always looking for victims to go after. And if you are small, and if you are, at least it's okay if you're small, but if you show that you are not strong in terms of taking up space, you will be seen as a victim and you will be targeted and people will come after you. So make sure your posture is fully aware in these settings. Number 3, combat arts. I know I'm seeing lots of comments here on Facebook of people saying, oh, look, no, I might get stabbed by a meth head. I might get hurt. I might go to jail. Yes, there's a lot of these different risks that happen. In these settings, there's a lot of different dangers. Some of these guys doing drugs are not normal. They may have a mental illness and they don't have control they might have a weapon as well, because it's a rough life. So that case may happen. That's why it's very important to make sure you have training in combat arts, in martial arts. Make sure you know how to use practical combat art, where you know how to punch, you know how to kick, you know how to restrain, you know how to defend against the punch, you know how to defend against the strike. And if you see any weapons, you know how to defend against that. I have trained martial arts for 10 years, and I have trained Krav Maga and Muay Thai and boxing and jiu-jitsu. And what's the most important thing is to be aware of your space, to make sure you have your hands up. If you see a weapon, there's techniques on how to defend against the weapon. There's ways to grab people from behind. There's techniques on how to choke people from behind. There's techniques on how to hit someone in the head from behind. There's techniques on how to hit people in the groin, hit people in their neck, how to punch people in their stomach so they can't breathe. There's many different techniques that you could learn. That's why it's important to use combat arts and to have this training. That way, when you're walking around or when you see someone in danger, you can act and you have the training on how to handle that situation. Number 4 is the fourth thing that I want to share with you is arrest. According to the Criminal Code of Canada, you are allowed to make a citizen's arrest if you see someone that a crime is happening on them. You can make a citizen's arrest, and you are allowed by law to use reasonable force to put down the criminal. Now, you have to see it happen. You have to see things in action, or you know for sure and you have evidence that a crime has just occurred to do a citizen's arrest. So in the case of those people watching this video and they watch this girl on a C train station, there's like 30 witnesses around. Any of these people could have done a citizen's arrest. If you're afraid of getting hurt, you could just jump in with 2 of your buddies, 3 of your buddies, 4 of your buddies, grab them, punch him a couple times, grab him, restrain him, hold him down until the cops come, and they'll be handled by a professional. So you can make a citizen's arrest, and it can be done with reasonable force. Don't be afraid of going to jail. Sometimes you need to take a risk. This girl is so small. There's like 6-7 people in a group of people right there watching, and most of them were men. You guys could have stepped in. Instead, you paused. So, it's good to know this, and it's good to be aware. Get your testosterone up. Learn combat arts. Learn self-defense. I'm going to be giving more videos on how to be strong in these situations. If you have any information about our services, reach out to us. My name's Kevin with Warrior Security. I'll leave my info here. And stay strong, be aware of your surroundings, and follow what I shared with you today.